What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, Skeleton Crew is out, and I got to go to the premiere yesterday, and I have to say, it was amazing. Such an amazing experience, and I want to give a shout out to the Arenas group for that invitation. Now, I have to say, episodes 1 and 2 were something out of this galaxy, I have to say. I mean, seeing these 4 children really made it unique because I think that we can all relate to a time that we were each and every one of these individual characters. Now, let's start with Wim. He is a dare taker. I mean, homie wanted to press the button and he pressed the button. And we've all been that kind of a kid where, you know, at some point we are dare takers. Then you have Fern, who is kind of like a rebel, but also too is cautious. Then you have KB, who's like the smart one, the intriguing one. And you also have Neil, who is the goody two-shoes, who doesn't want to do wrong by the parents and doesn't want to get in trouble. And like I said, I think we've all been at that point in our lives that, you know, we could say we've been, or at least could see ourselves in these characters. And I think that's what makes a show so special. And, you know, it makes it iconic is when you could relate to the characters. That already is basically the show sold. And that's why I say for me, you know, this show is sold because I could relate to each and every one of these characters. You know, I've had a point in my time where I didn't want to do wrong by my parents or whatever caretaker that you have, or just doing the wrong thing or even doing the right thing. We've all been there because, again, we was all kids at one point. But I have to say, you know, I think the references that they've had, you know, talking about Jedi Temple stuff, seeing that ship, you know, go off and, you know, them leaving their home planet, I think is pretty cool. Seeing, you know, a whole bunch of stuff that really was interesting, you know, seeing the story pad featuring stories of Jedi heroes, that was so cool. I mean, who doesn't want to see stuff like that? Then seeing and learning about these Old Republic credits, which we're going to talk about in another video, but I thought that was really interesting and something that I wanted to bring up. And the fact that you get at the very end of episode 2, a classic music during, yes, Jude Law's character, who ends up using the Force to get the keys that ends up unlocking these 4 children and setting them free. Now, I have a couple problems with this, but I will save that for another episode. But I will tell you this much. When I heard that music, when I heard Binary Sunset, I got chills down my spine because, like I said, it's always cool. I'm a Jedi guy, you know, against Sith, but I love lightsabers, and I thought it was so cool to hear that music. Growing up with Luke Skywalker, you know, growing up with the OTs and the prequels, this was it for me. And I have to say, the character development so far and the story has hit so hard. I think that they're doing such a good job overall, and just being a Star Wars fan, just talking about it in a basic form and a normality form, it hit all the notes that I wanted to. And when I went to see this premiere, everybody was going nuts. And again, I think that this show has a lot of potential. And I think that the fact that, you know, I think everybody slept on this show because they thought like, oh, well, it's going to be about kids. But that's kind of like the beauty of it, right? Like, as a kid, who doesn't like lightsabers? Who doesn't like space battles? And that's what this show is doing. It's bringing back what Star Wars is. And I have faith and I have hope in this series. And I think that they're going to do that with these characters and making it fun. Because I'll tell you this much. As good as Andor's writing was, it still didn't intrigue me. This show made me want more after episode 2. And that's exactly what we will be getting going forward, is more episodes. And I hope that they have really big plans. And I'm excited for what's to come for the future of this show. And we will talk about the show during the week. Give me your rating on these 2 episodes and what you think of the show so far as it has debuted and been well received, I have to say, online. I'll catch you guys in the next video, so stay tuned for the next one.